Okay, so I want to quickly give you a tour of our yard. I'm going to try to keep this into the 5-minute range. I want to just give you an idea of what we're doing in the space that we have. I'm not going to go into details about plants. I'm just going to give you a quick walkthrough so you can get a feel for what we're doing in the spaces and what we're basically trying to achieve. This here is our front yard. In this space where our goal is to kind of do a permaculture style garden where it's going to be filled with lots of fruit and vegetables that are perennial. Our goal is that everything up here is self-sufficient, low maintenance. It's just runs itself. I know we do have these garden beds in here right now. We are using them for growing annual crops. We pull the walking onions out of here, but this isn't the long-term goal for this space. This is our herb garden. It's growing along the driveway so that we can quickly get out here and grab what we need and use what we have. Okay. Along the side of our driveway, this is another garden. We use stuff that we want to stay isolated in here, and the goal is to eventually turn this into a hardy kiwi vineyard kind of space, but everything in here is isolated. It's kind of just, it can do what it wants to because it's not really dedicated space. Okay. This is our seating area. We have some plants in pots in here. It's a mix of edibles and decoratives. It's one of the few places that we like to have flowers because it is right where we hang out. We also have all these grapes that grow over from our neighbor's house, as well as grapes that we've planted ourselves along our fence here. This is a lot of production, and we are really happy with the use of the vertical space. We have a bit of grass. You know, we got little kids, they need a space to play. And then on the other side of the yard is our vegetable garden. This is our compost. It's a little bit buried by the sunflowers, but it is along our sidewalk into the back of our yard. If you follow along here, this takes us to the back half of the yard. This is the greenhouse that we've recently put in. You can check out all the details on that on the video that Ian just did. And we are super excited because by getting rid of our parking lot and turning it into a space of more potential, we actually have also gained a space even bigger than this greenhouse space, which we have a lot of potential of changing into more food production. We haven't decided what we're doing with that yet, but make sure to subscribe and then you can see what we do. Coming up from the parking lot, we come up on the far side of our property. This is the other side of the vegetable garden here. And one thing that we would like to do with this space is we feel it has a lot more potential to get some trees added in. Right now, this is a decorative shade garden. And we feel like if we got tall enough trees, they'd be able to use the sun that is getting blocked on the ground level by our fence to actually be able to survive. So we're excited about the potential of what we can do in here to just kind of use up those extra couple feet. Kind of the trick with doing the urban gardening, the urban homesteading is you have to use every space that you have. You gotta take it all to the most potential. So that's what we're trying to do, and that's what we're trying to show you is possible. And there's one last section up back here, which was just basically air conditioning storage when we first moved here. This is our raspberry patch. So we've planted out the entire side of our yard here in between the house and the fence with a raspberry patch. We also have a few other berries, but you know, this is what it's about. You gotta use the space that you have. You gotta do what you can in what you're given. And I hope that this gives you an idea of what it is that we're doing overall, just quickly. Obviously there's a lot of details that we can give you about it, but we wanted to just quickly introduce you to the garden and give you a feel for why you should join our journey and why you should click the subscribe button. But yeah, there it is.